Hi, this is the Goodlife investor, and today we're going to discuss the best country to invest in the world. So, if you're looking to buy a property or you have capital and you're wondering what's the best option that you can look at where you can invest, and there are several benefits that I would want to discuss associated with the best option in 2022 2023, and I would like to break this down into two parts. One is if you're looking to purely invest from a returns perspective, meaning you aren't looking for any additional benefit. That is, you're not looking for any residency or any type of residency that leads to citizenship, and you're only looking from a pure bang for the buck investment perspective. What's that one country or what's that one market which is the best choice for real estate purchase in the world? So that's the first section. The second section I would be talking about if you're looking for some benefit. So if you're looking for a residency which leads to citizenship, then the choices change. Then some other countries or some other markets might be more beneficial for you to consider. Now, obviously you won't get the best investment deal if you're looking for additional benefit, but that's where the trade-off comes in play. We are still hopefully getting some returns, or at least you're going to break even in the near-term future, and hopefully you would look at some returns in the mid to future term. And also, in addition to that, you're also looking at a residency permit in a good stable market, which then hopefully leads to citizenship based on the requirements that you satisfy. Before we get started, a quick disclaimer: this is not investment, immigration, legal, or tax advice. This is purely educational content. And if you're new to my channel, my name is Jay Suresh, and we discuss different real estate investment options, residencies, citizenships, and a whole lot more. And during the course of the video, if you are interested in getting started with any of your investment choices or residencies or citizenships, click the link in the description. We are a phone call away. We can discuss what's the best option given your particular circumstances and get you started. We can also help you formulate your strategy for 2023 and beyond. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe now so you're notified of any changes to the programs. And if you like the kind of content I create, give me a thumbs up and let's get started. All right, so if I weren't looking at a residency permit or any type of immigration benefit from my investment, the best country in the world that I would pick at this time would be the US. And there's several states in the US. There's Texas, there's Florida, and then there are a bunch of other useful options within the US where the property prices are still very low. And the entry is pretty easy. As a foreign person, you can still purchase real estate in the US. Houses are quite affordable, unlike some of the other developing nations like China, Japan, and some other South Asian countries. The entry into the US is pretty affordable. You're looking at a 350 plus type of an investment, so you can still purchase real estate property for 350K and over. You can go as high as you want, but you have a broad spectrum or a broad range which caters to a different variety of investors. You can park this capital, you can get your real estate, you can do Airbnb if that's allowed in your real estate, you can use this as a vacation home, or if you have plans of immigrating, then this becomes your investment opportunity. This is purely from an investment perspective. You aren't really looking at any immigration benefit through this investment. So let's say you are not from the US, and if you're looking to purchase a foreign property, then this is a good market to consider. Now, the reason why I feel this is a good market is because the entry point is low. You can easily enter and purchase a home. So you don't have to purchase condos, unlike some other places where condos is your only choice at that price point. In the US, you can actually purchase a proper home at that low entry point. There's still deals in Florida, closer to Miami, which start off from the 450 range, and there's some real good deals. A lot of areas which were historically avoided by a lot of investors are getting gentrified, and the prices are skyrocketing. So literally from since a year ago, prices have gone up by 100K or more on certain properties. So that is the kind of returns you're looking at, plus a stable market, plus a good environment to have your investment located. The rules are pretty strict. Your investment is safe. And when you make a purchase in the US property market, you have proper comps, meaning your price point is set. It's not variable, so no one can charge you or overcharge you too much. It's always within the comps range, and you get a good opportunity, or you get a good set of options to pick and choose from. So that's one big advantage. The second big advantage is the purchase process is very simple, very easy. You can make your purchase online remotely through one of the apps. You can do the video tours, etc., all online through a video app like Zoom or a like. And the whole process is very, very easy. If you're doing a cash purchase, you can close as early as 7 to 15 days, and that's pretty fast for purchasing a property. Entire transaction is pretty safe and secure because you have licensed agents that complete your deal. Everything is a very streamlined, straightforward process. There is no chance of any slip-ups or any enhanced due diligence that you would need to worry about. Of course, there would be some basic checks, but everything would be guaranteed by the title insurance company, which takes responsibility of insuring your home and the purchase of your property. Secondly, if you want to exit your investment, you put your house for sale on the market, there's good chances based on the investment your house might fly off in a day or two, and there's a good chance that you would have made a significant amount of profit if you make the right investment. Again, as I said, this is not investment advice, this is educational content. Third, if you're looking for a future entry into the US, let's say you're working towards your Canadian passport, or you're working towards a Malta passport or a Netherlands passport, which in future gives you access to the US. So you have made your safe investment at this point in time, and then once you have the appropriate documentation to enter, you have a direct access to your property as a second home. So it's a safe and secure investment in that aspect as well. There's a lot of negative stuff that people keep pointing out. Yes, all of that is there like in any other country, but that is really insignificant, and one should not really get hooked up on just seeing some bad things. Overall, the US is a beautiful, amazing country. There are some tax considerations, of course, which you need to be mindful of, but all of that aside, if that's not an issue for you, it is one of the best countries that you can consider. The entry point into the US is pretty attractive. A lot of people actually don't know, or a lot of people actually don't consider this, or a lot of people think that because they don't have the immigration status to go to the US, they cannot actually invest in the US. It's fairly simple to invest. Turnaround time is fairly quick. Now, this is purely from an investment perspective. Now, if you are looking for residential investment from a residency permit that leads to citizenship, then there are various good markets to consider. There's Mexico, where if you invest worth $350K, you can instantly get your residency status. Then you have Dominican Republic, again a good attractive market if you're looking at future Airbnb, because you have direct traffic from Miami, from the US, where people are constantly visiting the Dominican Republic, and you can easily Airbnb your property. The entry point is $200K, which leads to a direct investor PR, permanent residency in Dominican Republic. After a couple of years, you can then apply for your citizenship in Dominican Republic. Obviously, it's not the strongest passport, but it's a decent option, especially if you're getting it in return for your investment. And then there are other Latin, South American countries where simple investments can lead to great benefits in future. So that's Latin America. If you look at the European region, I think that market is also very interesting. Now, although it's slightly risky because of the war situation, that could be seen as a positive as well, because then that gives you more bargaining or negotiation power in that region of the world. You can get good deals because there aren't as many buyers as before. The euro has tanked. It has significantly dropped to the same level as the US dollar. So your properties now are looking even more attractive, even more cheaper for you to purchase. So not only that the valuation has decreased in terms of US dollars, but also now you have more negotiation or more bargaining power, especially if you're looking for a free residency permit that comes along with that property. There are obviously going to be some application costs, but no golden visa fees. You do the right investment, you keep your property, and in return you can actually obtain the residency permit. So that's the European or the Balkan area. If you're looking for very high quality passports, one of the best deals that you can look at is the Dutch passport. It is the best passport that you can get at this time. It gives you access to Canada, US, and any other country that you would ever want to visit, barring a very rare few, which you may or may not even have heard of, or you may or may not even visit. And that is through a 280K investment in the Curacao Dutch territory. Obviously, it has some requirements, but once you okay those requirements, you're looking at a Dutch passport. Dutch does allow dual citizenship in a couple of circumstances, and there have been some rumored talks about them considering opening up the dual citizenship scenario for rest of the categories. Now, if that happens, again, I don't want to deep dive too much into it because at this time it is not allowed. But if that is allowed in future, then you are looking at an extraordinary passport to have in your portfolio. The second option is obviously the Portugal. When you do a similar type of an investment, and then after 5 years, or rather let's say 7 years plus, because 2 years, you never know, your processing times may even run up to 2 years in certain circumstances. So if you take 2 years to get your residency permit, and then if you're talking about the 5 years after that, then you're looking at 7 years after spending time in Portugal. But then that eventually leads to a Portuguese passport, which again is a very useful, handy travel document. If you are interested in investing in the US market, we have a team of agents that we work with. Very good people, very knowledgeable people, would make the process very simple for you. It's as easy as viewing your property on the Zoom app or making a trip to the US and checking out your property. And from that time on, the process runs pretty smooth, pretty straightforward. The agent and the attorneys take care of the rest of the process. If you are interested in purchasing a foreign real estate in the US, we can absolutely help you from start to finish and make this process extremely easy for you. You can participate as much as you want, or you can participate as less as you want, and this process can be taken care of fairly easily. If you are looking for investment to get a residency, we can take care of all of that as well, and guide you through the process end to end. So if you're interested, click the link in the description, book a call with us. We can discuss this in detail and get you started with your residency or investment or citizenship option of choice. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like this video. And until next time, you take care and goodbye.